What's going on, everybody? 64 here to bring you a game, or cast a game rather, between the red Zerg, Foose, and the blue Zerg, BadMrFrosty. BadMrFrosty spawning in the bottom left corner, and Foose spawning in the top right corner over here. Foose is sending his overlord out, which is exactly what he should be doing. Sending it out over to his opponent's base. Probably won't reach there in time, but whatever. Actually, no, it will. What am I talking about? It will, because Zerg does not have anything to attack air until they get a layer up, which will be a little while. So that Zerg, or that overlord, not overling, overlord will make it to his opponent's base, and we'll be able to just chill there for a little bit, and scout and see what's going on. BadMrFrosty sends out his overlord as well. And I would actually recommend sending out your second overlord, maybe I'd say this point right here, maybe like right about over here, so you can scout out and see the point where your opponent would have to run to get into your base, with enough time, so that as opposed to like maybe putting it right here, because then they would be in your base by the time you kind of reacted to it. But here it gives you just at least a little bit more time. So I'd recommend sending this overlord out to right about yonder. But anyway, it really works. It's all good. And it looks like here comes an assimilator on 14 for BadMrFrosty. The spawning pool went down on 14 for Foose. And it looks like a spawning pool as well. So 14 assimilator, 14 pool, and we've got I believe it was a 14 pool for Foose, and Foose should be taking his extraction. No, he's not. It looks like he's not taking his extractor, so he should be going for some early ling play probably, or possibly an early expand, which he might do with all his minerals here. And what's this drone doing? This drone might be going out for the early expand. That's what I'm thinking. The gas is operational for BadMrFrosty. A drone coming out here. Yeah, that's right, exactly. There's an early expand for Foose. I've seen Foose play a couple games before, and he likes to do this. He likes to early expand, which is very common for Zerg. It's a great thing to do, and it looks like both Zergs are actually going for an early expand. But neither one is being very aggressive, and it looks like BadMrFrosty will see the expansion, but I don't believe that Foose will see Mr. Frosty's expansion. Mr. Frosty is getting out a queen, and Foose's queen is a little bit farther along. It looks like Foose has droned up a little bit harder. As you can see, his mineral intake is a little higher, and their gas is about the same. Both hatcheries are morphing in right now, and yes, BadMrFrosty does see Foose's hatchery, and we'll be able to. He's producing some lings here actually, and the queen. Oh, that's right. That's what am I talking about? I said that Zerg didn't have anything that could attack air before layer. I'm stupid. See, shows how much I know. I'm an idiot. Anyways, so queens can attack air, of course. But anyways, drones are coming out here to defend the expansion, because lings are on the way. Looks like 4 versus 6. So Foose should take this battle. A spine crawler going down, another spine crawler. Never mind, just one spine crawler going down for Foose, which is what he needs to do. And it looks like BadMrFrosty is actually backing off. Thinks that it's not going to be worth it, seeing that he has 4 Zerglings versus 6 over here, which is exactly what he needs to do. Good overlord placement by Foose here, guarding the back door. I quite like that, and also this is a decent little placement here by BadMrFrosty, so that because this would be the logical third expansion to take for Foose, and it seems that Foose likes to expand a lot, so it's a good idea to see here to just keep that overlord there, and just in case he expands. It looks like BadMrFrosty's droning up here. I believe he transferred. Yes, it looks like he did transfer a few. I would recommend actually grabbing. As you see where my cursor's going, so you get the drones that are actually just returning their minerals. So they'll all return the minerals, and then they'll head off, and that way everything's more fully saturated, and it's just a little bit better to get your minerals faster and whatnot. So it looks like both players are just droning up right now. Metabolic boost, or other, I guess, in layman's terms, speed for your lings, is being researched by only Foose. Actually, no, sorry, my apologies. BadMrFrosty already has speed for his lings, so his little his winglings are going to actually make a push here against Foose, and this is going to be a pretty close battle because it looks like BadMrFrosty, and I believe is he still viewing this? No, he's actually not. He backed his Overlord off. Because there are 2 queens here at the natural expansion, so he split up his lings, and put half of them at each Zelnaga tower. And I'm not sure if this is correct because again I don't play Zerg, but I would actually kind of recommend just taking 1 ling each and throwing them at the Naga tower, and then just grouping all the rest of your Zerglings together. A Hydralisk Den going down, or is already down rather, for BadMrFrosty, which is a great tech transition. Layer going up for Foose just now. A Baneling Nest also morphing down. So it looks like BadMrFrosty is actually doing pretty much exactly what he needs to do, which is teching up. And it looks like they both have lings now. See, this is why I would have liked to not have them split up like this, because now the big group could just destroy those, and then they can take these out. And if they were all together, it would have been a much more even fight. Now BadMrFrosty is going to have to retreat to his base before these lings get in here, and actually the lings have decided to stop. I would have really liked to see these lings just book it into this base and just rape this mineral line right here before more Hydralisks get out. And where did that Hydra even go? I saw him pop out. Am I crazy? Spine Crawler going down for BadMrFrosty, 2 Spine Crawlers rather, and an Overseer morphing in. They're the Hydras, they're just rallied up over here, that's why. He's putting them back so that, oh no, Baneling's coming in for Foose, and it looks like he's going to go after what he should be doing is sending the Banelings in first to go after the Zerglings here, pulling his Zerglings back, and then sending the Banelings in to blow up these lings, and then sending the lings in to go around all the queen and whatnot, and then maybe sending, if there's any Banelings left, to go after the mineral line. But here the Banelings go. They should be... No, they're going straight for the mineral line. Oh, and all the... Look, I thought that was awesome. Not the best use of his Banelings, but it was a good use of his Banelings. They weren't wasted, so it was a reasonably even trade, the Banelings for the drones there. So as you can see, BadMrFrosty has a hit in his economy there, and he's gonna have to drone up a little bit before he can push out with his Hydras here, which is actually kind of what, excuse me, I'm just gonna take a sip of water here. My voice is quite dry. I'll be back in 1 second. Sorry if that sound was disturbing. Excuse me, I'm sorry, water makes me burp. Anyways, actually it looks like BadMrFrosty has gotten into Foose's base with his lings here, causing a little bit of mayhem here, but they're going to be taken care of by all the lings and the queen backing him up. What I would actually, yes, okay, good, he's massing up his Hydralisks. I would actually like to see maybe even a Roach Warren go down, not a Roach Den rather, a Roach Warren go down. To protect these Hydralisks, and then basically as soon as that's done, just move out, and it will take down these Zerglings pretty well. Just keep Spine Crawlers and Queens up at your natural and your main. And I would actually like to see just all of these Hydralisks just put up at the front here, because they can just nail down these Zerglings. As you can see, watch these Zerglings go down as the Hydralisks just pepper them down. But it would be they would actually go down a lot better if they had a Roach wall in front of them. They wouldn't be getting hurt as much, and the Hydralisks, because Hydralisks do a lot of damage, but they're pretty squishy. And the queen almost dead. Wow, very close to dying, but the lings backed off. And I like this, that he's just put 1 Zergling there at the watchtower, because that's only 25 minerals sitting there. It's not a very big investment, and you're getting a lot of gain by being able to view all of this area on the map here. 2 overlords just being sent over there, and all the overlords are just sitting at their bases. I think both players are. Let me see, where are all his overlords? Oh my goodness, where are they? Are they spread out? There's a few spread out. Actually, yeah. So it looks like Foose is doing a decent job of spreading all his overlords out. But I would like to see BadMrFrosty spread his overlords out across the map a little bit more. He did a really good job with placement on this overlord, but I would like to see maybe like one over there, maybe just like one right somewhere over here. I don't know. Just spread them out rather than just being all clumped up at your base, because they are good for scouting. Just make sure they're on areas like high grounds or something like that, or like areas kind of like this. This is decent because basically overlords move really slow, but they have the advantage that they can fly basically. So just go to high ground and troops won't be able to see you. So just make sure your placements are decent, and don't put anything where it can be seen basically, or where it'll get stuck and killed. But it looks like BadMrFrosty is just making sure that Foose is not expanded anywhere else, because he is actually in control of this game with all of his Hydralisks. And a Spire has gone down for Foose, which is not what he needs against these Hydralisks. So this group of and the Zerglings have actually seen the Mutalisks rather. So the Hydralisks are going to book it back to their base. And to make these Hydralisks even more effective, I would really like to see his queens laying down some creep tumors, and spreading out the creep so that the Hydralisks can move a lot faster, because Hydralisks move really slow on the ground like this, but they are able to take out, or not take out, but actually at least ward off the Mutalisks. And what the Mutalisks need to do is just dance between